Welcome to my Stories Red channel. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also, please like and share your comments. We make new videos with interesting stories every day.
My girlfriend of 3 years just pulled a 180 and ruined the perfect future I had planned. One of my best friends throughout all of high school, hung out through other friends pretty often and got much closer later on. Eventually, after high school, my parents wanted to sell the house so had to move out. I had been dating this girl for over a year at that point, and she and I decided to move in together. Fast forward a year, we did everything together. Multiple semesters in college, countless road trips, trips to meet my family a state over, a trip to Orlando, a trip to another country. Took her everywhere I could and we did fun things every weekend. We even got my first 2 cats together. We were the golden couple our friends looked up to, and my relationship with her felt extremely strong. I felt very emotionally dependent on her and she and always had comfort in the other. Very few arguments and the few small ones we had only ended in us becoming closer. There was no way anyone who knew us could have seen the following coming. It was undescribably surprising. Fast forward another year, to a couple weekends ago. I'm playing a game, Tarkov, chatting with friends while she's out with her friend, named M. That night I had plans with her, but she explained M and her wanted to hang out spontaneously and I had no reason to object, though it felt off that she would blow off our plans of hanging out that night. No biggie. I trusted her and loved her with all my heart. She hadn't texted me for about 2 hours, so I asked how it was going. No response. 30 minutes later called her 3 times. No responses. This had me very worried as she'd answered every call in the last 5 years. I checked her location on one of our apps. Snapchat. It was off. Something I wasn't insecure about, but we'd both never had it off since we started dating. Now I was really worried. I wasn't sure if something had happened to her and the person knew to turn off location, or if she was lying about where she was. Eventually she answered my calls with a text. It's good in response to my "how's it going, baby?" An hour prior. This was no good. I was pissed that she would so shortly answer my obviously huge worries. I spammed her, asking for a selfie, asking for an explanation of the missed calls and location being turned off. Short one-word replies, 5 minutes apart, only made my mental state worse. Eventually I started asking for pictures of M. I was becoming doubtful she was telling the truth. She's in the bathroom. Okay, show me when she's out. She has to go home. Eventually I asked what she was lying about. She told me she was actually with a coworker. A guy. Wow. From there it was pure anger from me, and her telling me I didn't satisfy her or spend enough time with her. She admitted to being unhappy with me and told me she only stayed with me for financial and apartment security. I worked 2 jobs, one every weekday from the AM to the mid-afternoon, while going to my classes. She usually worked afternoons to evenings, but regardless we hung out every single night. We spent every single weekend for years going out, watching movies, hiking, road trips, trying out new games, hanging with friends, cooking new foods together. Countless hours she apparently didn't appreciate, but never discussed with me. I got a new roommate to sign into my lease so she could be removed. We made up slightly, with no possible chance that I would stay with her, but after 4-5 days of sobbing and staying home from work, I had felt clear-minded for once and we even watched some shows together. I helped her pack her things and moved mine out of the way. Helped her load her car multiple times and we had some good times. Innocent, goofy, silly insults, messing around, laughing, just like we had our entire relationship. The morning she was supposed to finish packing, she asked that leave for 1 hour while her father was at our apartment. After lots of back and forth, she gaslighted me into guilt and I fell for it. I left for an hour, and our last 4 texts were the following. Her, all out, left my keys at the front office. Me, say bye-bye to Jay. Her, Yes. Her. I love you. Me? Take whatever time you need to settle in and let me know how your apartment search goes. I don't catch every call, but I'll respond to every text. She then blocked me on everything, as well as all of my friends and any close mutuals we had. J was the cat we verbally agreed I'd keep. B was the cat she was supposed to keep. This was more than fair in my opinion. I returned home. And J, B, and many other items we agreed I'd keep and even paid her for some of, were gone. The person who destroyed my trust and destroyed our relationship went a step further. She abused every ounce of good intentions I had put towards helping her despite the cheating. I'm still reeling from this betrayal, from the person who helped shape who I am as an adult. From my number one go to comfort character for the last 4+ years of my life. Legal action is being taken over the stolen cat. I'll eventually post an update and details I shouldn't post publicly yet. Later on. I've lost a lot of weight and my psyche has been damaged immensely. Hopefully I learn from my mistakes. Take consideration of the new red flags I've noticed, and don't let any similar issues arise again. But in the end, no matter what I did differently, she most likely would have done the same thing. And as long as I understand that, I believe I can eventually find someone better for me. Over the course of the last 4-5 months, she destroyed my sex drive. Over the course of the last 1.5 years, I haven't spoke to a single female in any of my classes or previous female friends I had over text due to her paranoias. I respected this even though it caused some personal concern. I sacrificed so much in my life and covered her half of our payments multiple times. It was clear in our last few texts that I had no intention of cutting her off or hating her the rest of my life. This has destroyed me. I caught her cheating during the 3rd week of August, 2022. Comments. Reading the part where he gets suspicious because she doesn't text for 2 hours gave me anxiety. Maybe I am too old. Yeah, I definitely think OOP has some insecurity issues. It sucks because they turned up right and it's only going to justify them to him. My wife will be gone with friends for a night and I don't expect her to sit by the phone waiting for me to text. I used to, but I had to do some work on myself to get over it. I feel like there's a whole nother, much darker side to this story than his version lets on. There's some signs of codependency in here, some extremely clingy behavior, and then him referring to females, so I'm wondering more than a little bit if this isn't so much her cheating and more her finding an escape route. Yes, this gave me anxiety too. Seems so crazy but postured as well-intentioned. If my so had done this, I'd have thought, is this really the life I want to live for X years in the future? And the answer would be hell no. Seriously, if someone I was with was blowing up my phone when I was doing something else because we hadn't spoken in 2 hours? I have a feeling he's likely ridiculous about many things. Not that it excuses cheating, but I can see why she'd not want to be in that relationship.